America woke up to a shock. Donald Trump, against all odds, was re-elected president. The nation was stunned. Pundits were baffled. How did this happen? Trump had defied the polls, the experts, and the expectations of many. His victory sent shockwaves through the country and around the world. Trump's win was a testament to his enduring appeal to a significant portion of the electorate. His supporters cheered his return to power, while his detractors grappled with a mix of disbelief and anxiety. The election results exposed the deep divisions that continue to plague American society. The unexpected outcome left many wondering about the future of American democracy. What did this victory say about the electorate? What did it mean for the country's direction? One thing was clear: America was in uncharted territory. Trump's victory was fueled by a coalition of voters who felt left behind by the political establishment. He tapped into a vein of economic anxiety, cultural resentment, and anti-establishment sentiment. His message resonated with blue-collar workers, rural voters, and those who felt ignored by the political elite. Trump's campaign successfully painted his opponent, Kamala Harris, as out of touch with the concerns of ordinary Americans. They portrayed her as a radical liberal who would usher in a socialist agenda. This message resonated with voters who were wary of change and yearned for a return to a bygone era. Trump's focus on immigration, trade, and national security also played well with his base. He promised to bring back jobs, renegotiate trade deals, and put America first. These promises resonated with voters who felt that the American dream was slipping away. As the reality of Trump's victory set in, President Biden addressed the nation. His message was simple: stay calm. Biden acknowledged the disappointment of his supporters, but urged them to respect the democratic process. He called for unity and healing in the face of deep divisions. "We may be opponents, but we are not enemies," Biden said in his concession speech. "We are Americans, and we must find a way to come together." His words were a plea for reason and civility in a nation increasingly polarized. Biden's call for unity was met with mixed reactions. Some praised his statesmanship, while others questioned whether it was possible to bridge the chasm that divided the country. Only time would tell if Biden's plea for unity would be heeded. Section 4, House up for grabs. The fight continues. While Trump secured the presidency, the battle for control of Congress was far from over. Several House races remained too close to call, leaving the balance of power in doubt. Both Democrats and Republicans poured resources into these crucial races, knowing that the outcome could determine the fate of Trump's agenda. The stakes were high. A Democratic-controlled House could stymie Trump's legislative priorities, while a Republican majority would give him a freer hand to enact his agenda. The outcome of these races would have a significant impact on the direction of the country for the next 2 years. As the vote counting continued, tensions ran high. Both parties accused each other of voter fraud and irregularities. The fate of the House, and perhaps the future of American democracy, hung in the balance. Section 5, America reacts from fear to action. Trump's victory triggered a wave of emotions across the country. His supporters were ecstatic, while his detractors were filled with a mix of fear, anger, and disbelief. The election results exposed the deep divisions within American society as people grappled with the implications of a Trump presidency. For some, Trump's victory was a cause for celebration. They saw it as a repudiation of the political establishment and a victory for the forgotten men and women of America. They cheered Trump's promises to shake things up and put America first. For others, Trump's victory was a source of deep anxiety. They feared that he would erode democratic norms, undermine civil rights, and further divide the country. They vowed to resist his agenda and fight for the values they believed in. Section 6, Nevada's shift, a sign of things to come. Nevada, once a reliable blue state, narrowly voted for Trump. The state's shift towards the Republican Party was seen by many as a sign of the changing political landscape. Nevada's growing Latino population had been expected to benefit the Democrats, but Trump's message resonated with many working-class voters, regardless of ethnicity. Nevada's shift was part of a broader trend of working-class voters, particularly white working-class voters, moving away from the Democratic Party. These voters felt left behind by globalization and cultural changes, and they were drawn to Trump's populist message. The shift in Nevada was a wake-up call for the Democratic Party. It showed that they could no longer take Latino voters for granted and that they needed to do more to address the concerns of working-class voters. Section 7. A divided nation faces an uncertain future. Trump's re-election has left America more divided than ever. The country faces a future filled with uncertainty and challenges. The deep divisions that were exposed during the election will not disappear overnight. It will take time, effort, and a willingness to listen to one another to heal these divisions. The coming years will be crucial for the future of American democracy. Will Trump govern as a unifier or continue to stoke the flames of division? Will the country find a way to bridge its differences and move forward together? The answers to these questions remain to be seen. One thing is certain, America is at a crossroads, and the choices it makes in the years ahead will have profound consequences for generations to come.